Hey. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Kwane, aka Afana Yandele. Welcome back to another video. You need to start a YouTube channel. You know, you've been told like you just start, everything just starts. Well, today I have the tools for you to start your channel. Yes, on your cell phone, without a laptop, without a camera, without any expensive software. So if you really do want to start a YouTube channel, and you just don't know how to, and you don't think you have the necessary resources, I'm here to tell you today that you can start, and I'm here to show you how you can. Because for the past 8 months, I didn't have a computer. That's before I got this big boy over here, which is gonna propel me to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, before I got that, for 8 months, I was producing YouTube videos without a laptop, without a computer. I lost my computer last year. Don't even ask me how. So I had to learn how to use my phone to do everything. So from recording, editing, uploading, and then doing those thumbnails and all the YouTube ads that I was doing. So, and I did that. You see, if you've been following on my channel, you know that I did this video, and all of these videos. So I'm here to tell you, you can do them too. You know, you can produce your own way. As long as you have a smartphone, you can produce an entire YouTube channel. So what I'm gonna cover here is on your smartphone, how to shoot, what apps to use to shoot, how to edit, what apps, what software you can use on your phone. I'm gonna cover both Android and iPhone on the software that you can use on both systems. So I'm gonna cover shooting, editing, uploading to YouTube, and like as a bonus, I'll also cover like the YouTube ads that you can use to make your YouTube channel pop outs. Without wasting any further time, let's go. So to start off, let's look at the camera. Like if you have I'm using an iPhone 8, so if you have a decent camera, your iPhone camera can work. It's pretty decent. You don't even need a lot of editing softwares, and there's a lot of YouTube tutorials. I'll leave the links in the description on how to best use your iPhone camera to record video, to record YouTube videos. So you can use your phone camera if you're using an iPhone or like high-end Samsungs, but it's not a train smash if you don't trust your phone quality, right? So there are some apps that are made specifically for recording that use your phone, like amplify your phone's camera. So you have, and both these apps you can use them on Apple and Android products. You just find them on the App Store, on the Play Store. So the one that is mostly used by YouTubers who have money is Filmic Pro here. But as you can see, Filmic Pro requires some sense, man. So the one that I use on my phone is the Pro Movie. And like the Pro Movie does, basically it works like almost like a DSLR camera. So you can use it, as you can see, it's on your Apple Store, and you don't have to pay for it, but there's a watermark if you're not paying for it. And then to remove, so there's a watermark here. This is the watermark, and then to remove the watermark, you just have to pay a once-off fee of 50 rands. So that's the one that I have. Let me just go to it quickly here just to show you what it looks like. So this is the interface of Pro Movie. It has like your basic things here. Over here under settings, you can set your camera to be back or flip, and then this is like settings for the screen. You can increase your screen resolution, you can overlay either to grid or not have grid, to change the different levels. But for beginner YouTubers, it's always advised to to put it on grid so that you can shoot your video centered like this. One thing that I forgot to mention, for YouTube videos, always make sure that you shoot in, like as you've seen, every time I open an app I go to landscape. So always make sure that you shoot in landscape like this if you want to shoot a YouTube video. Like no one watches vertical videos on YouTube unless you're like famous. The other thing that you do, if you go here, if you're using like the back camera, you can choose from 4K up from 720p up to 4K, and then at 4K you can also shoot up to 60 frames per second, like the frame rate. Basically, but for your YouTube channel, if you're doing sit down videos, it's always advised to just use 30 frames per second, because the higher the frame rates, the higher space it's gonna eat on your phone. And then the higher the resolution, also the higher space that it's gonna eat on your phone. But YouTube, acceptable YouTube videos can start at 720p. You know, you can upload. I think that's what we watch mainly because of our internet in South Africa. You can upload 720p. But if you wanna be fancy, go to 3K to avoid using too much space. Then if you wanna like shoot like slow motion b-rolls, you're gonna get there once you start your channel. You can then now go to 4K and 60 frames per second. The other thing that you can do on this app is you can change the levels of your mic. If you have a microphone, right now I'm only using my phone camera, so if you install the mic on your phone, you can like play with the audio gain to see how much input comes into the mic. The rest of the settings you can leave as they are. And then going on to the interface. The interface lets you use, you know, to do like to change your shutter. It allows you to change the different things on your phone. You know, you can change your white balance, ISO, shutter, and if you're using back camera, you can also like change your focus. You know, like you can lock it or you can use autofocus. Doesn't matter. And then you record, and then to check your recorded videos, you just come here on the under the play icon here. Then this is gonna show you all your previously recorded videos, which you can share or save to. You can export to camera roll or share to anyone that you want to share with. So you can do all of these things under this app here. Once you're done, you can then like export it to your actual apps. So the next step is to go to editing software. So this next segment, I'm going to divide it into two. So for first, I'm going to go through over the iPhone editing. So to edit for the iPhone, all you have to do is just go to your app store, look for search for iMovie. iMovie is Apple's, you know, flagship product, so it's only available on Apple. So this is what you use on your Apple phone to edit. It's like basic editing, which is good enough for, you know, for beginner YouTubers. So you can do this. Just go to iMovie. I've already downloaded it, and then open it. So once you open it, you see it shows you all the different things that you can do here. So we're just gonna go continue, and then on your first screen it's just gonna say create project. But what I'm gonna do is, let me go back to, I'm gonna go to Pro Movie, select one of the videos that I just recorded now. Let me select the short one. So now I was testing my camera, then I export it to camera roll, right? I can either do this, or since I already have iMovie on my phone, I can export it directly. I can copy it directly to iMovie. I don't need to do that, but let me show you. So if you copy it, it just jumps straight to iMovie and opens up a timeline into iMovie and automatically creates a new project called My Movie. So that's one way. The other way is I can just say add project, and then go to movie, and then add that video file that I just dropped, and then say create movie. So as you can see, it also created a timeline as soon as I said continue. So it created the timeline. Now it's on the timeline. So this is my timeline that I get to work with. And then the timeline also works on landscape. You know, it's easier to work on landscape. So this is me. So this is the video in the timeline. What you can do before you even edit, you can add, like under here, if you wanted to add another video, if you wanted to add a photo, you can add them here. Audio from your phone. So let's say I want to add another video. Go to my phone camera, say I add this one. So once you click on it, just say add, or there's options here on how you want to edit. So if you want to edit on overlaid on top of the other video, you can just choose the options here. So but I just want to edit onto the timeline, and then it adds it. Cool. Take it back. All right, let's go to editing. So there's like basic things that you can do here. You can like cut your video, you can like reduce over here. Just need to click on it and then click here, click on the video that you want to reduce over here. You can mute the video, you can increase the speed, or you can slow it down. So these are the basic things that you can do here. You can also move a video on the timeline by just holding on to it, and then once it pops, you just move it along the timeline. You know, you can add text on a video. So you have but the one limiting thing about iMovie is that these are the only text that you can add. It's limited in like the number of text that you can add. So these are the only text that you can add, and unfortunately you can't. So you have to play around with it in how you add the text, you know, over your timeline. So let's say first video, you know, and then done. And then to remove you see now, because the text is over the whole thing, so let's say I only want it in the beginning, like as a title. I do this, and then I come here and I say split. So now it's only on the first video here, and then it's not on everything. The other thing that you can do, you also have like built-in transitions in iMovie to transition on, like to transition to the next video. Like these two videos, they're not the same, right? And the transition is very rough. You just click on this icon next to in between the two videos, and then you go here. You can choose to dissolve. You can choose different things, you know, wipe and then fade. You know, it does basically everything that you tell it to do. So you can create the entire video on iMovie. Once you're done, you say done. If you wanna upload, you can share it and then save video, and then it's gonna give you these options that you want to save it in. So like I explained, under Pro Movie app, the higher it is, the more space it is. So for YouTube, it's best to save it in 720p, and then for but if you have the space, and if you shot it in 4K and you want it in 4K, you can also save it in 4K as well, but it's just gonna take longer to export the movie. So that's the iPhone editing app. Let's go have a look at an Android app. For Android, I recommend this one called Videoleap. But Videoleap gives you more room than a iMovie, because it's specifically made for the phone. You know, it gives you more things to play with, but it's limited in that there's a non-subscription one, which is the one that I use, which gives you the basic tools, you know, to be able to create your video. But there are limits to all the tools that you can use. But I'll just give you tips on how to use them without having to upgrade, basically. So this is what the upgrades are like. They add more transitions, and then they give you more text freedom. So but you don't need all of these as a beginning YouTuber. So yeah, this is the opening screen of Videoleap. Also has like basic things. So first thing we do, give it access. Then the first thing we're gonna do is take the video that we saved, then add to project. So it adds in the timeline, same as iMovie. You know, you have your timeline, but the only difference here is adding. You need to click here if you wanna add another video, which is the one that I was using now. Basically it's the same thing. And then, like I explained over for the iMovie, so everything is almost the same. This is your transitions pack, you know, you can just include. So this would be your transitions pack, and then these are the basic transitions that you have without having to pay for them. You have the dissolve. You can choose how long you want it to fade for. This is the duration of the transition. And the other thing now here, you can add different text. So the nice thing about this one is compared to iMovie, you don't need to type your text inside the video for it to work, you know. So this is my text. It's edit, and then I just click on the text itself. Just click here, done, and then that's it. You see, it's done. Now the nice thing about this, you can move your text along. You can, like, your text can be towards anything that you want, you know.
Wow.
So you click,
yes,
play, that's
yes.
the text, and then the one thing that you can do, you can reduce your text length. Wait, but let me show you the limits that that it has. So let's say I add animation for the text, right? Pulsating animation.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
the text more pulse.
Yes. You. Yes. Yes.
So that's for the text, right?
Yes.
You can also change the font, which you can't do in iMovie. You can't change the font in iMovie. Let's say I want to use this text for something else, right? Then I say duplicate and I move it, and then I'm gonna type something else here. YouTuber, right? So the more of these effects I use, then it's gonna give you a layer limit, then forcing you to go to Pro. So the one way to do that without having to go to Pro, so instead of copying it everywhere, you can just do this, extend it, and then cut it. This doesn't count, like, cutting doesn't really count as like a new move. It just counts as if you're still using the same text. So you can cut it multiple times and then edit on that video. To delete an unwanted one, just click on it and then go to delete, and then it removes it. See?
You.
So, and then
You should start YouTube
one. So you can do basically everything on here, on the timeline. So you can do everything on the timeline, you know. And then there are filters, basic filters, but no one, like, yeah, if you want to be dramatic, you can add filters. You can just export all your projects here, and like I showed you in iMovie, you can change the resolution here. So I'll keep it to 720, and you can also change the frames per second over here, and then clicking save saves it directly to your camera roll. And that's it. So now that you have the video, I'm just gonna quickly show you how to upload it into YouTube. So the first thing you need to do is download the YouTube app. Have it on your phone, because I'm assuming we're only using the phone. So download the YouTube app, save it on your phone, have it on your phone. Now where's my YouTube app? So I already have it here. Just go to the YouTube app and then sign into the YouTube app with your Google account, with your Gmail account. Mine is already here. And then here at the top, you have the camera button here. You click on the camera button, and then it gives you the options. You can go live, you can record directly from YouTube, or you can upload a video. So the one that I just did now is this one.
Okay, 30 minutes now.
Then you can just check it
In
here.
5, 4.
That's the video that we did. Then click next.
5.
Then insert the title, say my first YouTube video. My first YouTube video, right? And then edit description, how to edit a YouTube video, right? And then here you can pick if you wanna make it private or you wanna publish it at the same time. So these are the options that you wanna get. Do you wanna make it private or do you wanna publish it right now? But it's always best to just put it private until you can edit it after. I'll show you now and then once you're done, just say upload. All right, the last thing I want to cover is, making your a YouTube page, a YouTube channel, an entire YouTube page. So there are some things that we call channel arts and like thumbnails that you see before you enter a video, like the thumbnails that people put to say this is what, like some people put a picture and then some words on it. I'll show you a couple of thumbnails that I do. So what I want to show you is a couple of apps that you can use to create those thumbnails. First, I want to show you YouTube Studio, which is important if you are a YouTuber and you want to see how well your videos are performing, who's subscribing and who likes your YouTube videos, right? So that's what we want to do now. I'm just going to show you a few apps that I use to make my thumbnails. There's this app called Kwane. It's basically like a social media powerhouse. On this app you can create anything from Instagram post, your YouTube logo, your Facebook flyers. You can create everything, but what we want is YouTube, right? What you want is YouTube. So say YouTube channel ads, and then it's gonna give you basic, some free basic YouTube channel ads that you can use with the correct resolution. So this is what you want to put on your YouTube banner, so to say this is what my YouTube is. And then for each and every video that goes onto YouTube, you use YouTube thumbnail. Then it also gives you, like, I'm sure you've seen some of these if you watch YouTube. I'm sure you've seen some of these on YouTube. So it's gonna give you this, and then you can edit it. You can edit the whole thing. You can change weights. You can change pictures. Let me use. You can change the picture. You can change the weight, and you can do it and everything, and then upload it up. And then it's gonna save on your. You can save it directly onto your camera roll. So the last thing I want to show you is an app called YouTube Studio. So YouTube Studio is a YouTuber. It's a YouTuber's home, basically. So YouTube Studio is where you and your channel get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? So it tells me how my channel is performing, who's commenting on what, who's watching which channel, So under YouTube Studio, because it's connected to a YouTube account, I can edit the video that I just uploaded now. I can change the description, I can change the video name, and then I can make it public or private here, and then I can add it to a playlist, and I can add tags, to make sure I'll also leave, there's a link I think Sibu Mpanza did on how to grow a YouTube channel, so it touches on tags. So I'll leave the link below in the description just to show you this. And then to add your thumbnail, you just go here, custom thumbnail, and then I'm gonna add the one that I just did now, and then customize it, select, see, it's done, and then save. And that's it. That's like your entire YouTube done in its entirety for both Mac, for both Apple and Android. So you have no excuses now, right? Start that channel, and I promise I'll be your first subscriber. So start that channel. Let's get the world is in need of your content. The world is in need of your creativity. So start that channel. I'll subscribe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Your phone can do absolutely everything on your YouTube page, so trust your phone. And yeah, until next time, first subscribe to my channel and then go start your channel. Until next time, it's been your boy Kwane. Looking forward to seeing your YouTube videos. Peace.